In a high-stakes meeting that was supposed to be about trade and cooperation, tensions took a shocking and emotional turn. US President Donald Trump confronted South African President Cyril Ramaphosa with accusations of white genocide and illegal land seizures, claims that have long been dismissed as conspiracy theories. Stay tuned, I'll be right back with the breakdown. Welcome to the African Lens channel, your reliable source for timely and authentic news from across Africa and the diaspora. If you value justice, freedom, and thoughtful discussion, you're in the right place. Before we begin today's vital topic, please remember to like, share, and subscribe. And don't forget to hit the notification bell so you're always updated with the latest news. We also invite you to engage in the comments after watching. Share your thoughts respectfully. This is a space for intelligent dialogue, not hate. Disclaimer: the views in this video are meant for information and analysis. While our content is based on credible sources, official statements, and verified public information, we urge viewers to fact-check independently and approach all topics with a critical mindset. On May 21st, inside the Oval Office of the White House in Washington, what was meant to be a routine diplomatic engagement spiraled into a moment of global controversy. South African President Cyril Ramaphosa had traveled to the United States with hopes of smoothing trade relations between the two countries. But instead of open dialogue and mutual cooperation, he found himself facing an unexpected and emotional barrage from President Donald Trump. The two leaders were scheduled to discuss trade, especially with the looming threat of a 30% tariff on South African imports to the United States. South Africa relies heavily on its trade relationship with America, its second largest trading partner. For Ramaphosa, this meeting was critical. In a strategic move to emphasize racial unity and combat persistent stereotypes, Ramaphosa brought a diverse delegation. Among them were world-renowned white South African golfers like Ernie Els and Retief Goosen, as well as billionaire businessman Johan Rupert. It was a clear message that South Africa is not divided along racial lines as some claim. But things did not go according to plan. From the footage that I am going to show you, Trump began the session by dimming the lights in the Oval Office, which is a rare and dramatic gesture. He then requested that tapes be played. What followed shocked everyone in the room. Trump played a pre-recorded video filled with disturbing imagery, white crosses planted in the ground, old speeches from South African political opposition figures, and visuals of farm attacks. Trump pointed to the screen and claimed that these were graves of white South Africans murdered in a so-called ongoing genocide. The problem is that footage wasn't recent, nor was it accurate.
Okay, we can do whatever you want to do. Who are you to tell us whether we can occupy land or not? We are going to occupy land. Yes. South African occupy land. That's who we are. So whatever we want to do, we can withdraw my membership from this useless parliament. Yes, honorable member. Must never be scared to kill. A revolution demands that at some point there must be killing, because the killing is part of a revolutionary act. Shoot to kill. Namaza.
Who will expropriate land without compensation, whether they like it or not. If they object, they can seek refuge in America.
Now this is very bad. These are burial sites right here. Burial sites. Over 1,000 of white farmers, and those cars are lined up to pay love on a Sunday morning. Each one of those white things you see is a cross, and there's approximately 1,000 of them. They're all white farmers, the family of white farmers. And those cars aren't driving, they're stopped there to pay respects to their family member who was killed. And it's a terrible sight. I've never seen anything like it. Both sides of the road you have crosses. Those people were all killed.
Have they told you where that is, Mr. President? No, I'd like to know where that is, because this I've never seen. But okay.
I mean, it's in South Africa. That's where.
We need to find out.
It was recorded during a 2020 protest held after the deaths of 2 white farmers. The crosses were symbolic, not actual graves. This was clarified years ago by the protest's own organizers during an interview with the South African Broadcasting Corporation. Still, Trump was undeterred. He held up stacks of printed news articles, waving them as he spoke. He repeated the word death again and again, flipping through each page as if to prove a point. He insisted that white farmers were under siege in South Africa and deserved refuge in the United States. Ramaphosa, though composed, was clearly taken aback. He calmly explained that South Africa's crime problem affects everyone, black, white, rich, and poor. He cited official police data in 2024, where over 26,000 people were murdered in South Africa. Out of those, only 44 incidents were linked to farm-related violence, and among them, just 8 were white farmers. But Trump interrupted. He shot back, saying, "The farmers are not black." Trying to remain diplomatic, Ramaphosa gestured toward the 3 white South Africans he came along with and stated, "If there was really a genocide against white farmers, these men wouldn't be standing beside me today." Yet the confrontation escalated. Trump reportedly echoed a narrative that has gained traction in far-right circles, suggesting a systemic targeting of white South Africans. To make matters even more complex, Elon Musk was also in the room. The tech billionaire, who has previously shared similar views on social media, supported Trump's stance. Toward the end of the meeting, billionaire Johan Rupert stepped in. He clarified that crime in South Africa is not racially motivated. He emphasized that the poorest communities, particularly black South Africans, suffer the most from violent crime. His tone was firm but diplomatic, trying to steer the conversation back to reality.
These are articles over the last few days. Death of people. Death. Horrible death. Death. I don't know. To pick anyone, white South Africans are fleeing because of the violence and racist laws. And this is all, I mean, I'll give these to you. So when you say, what would I like to do? I don't know what to do. Look at this. White South African couples say that they were attacked violently.
President Trump, when will you go and see for yourself if it is?
Well, I could do that. Look, here's burial sites all over the place. These are all white farmers that are being buried. And he asks about a jet that was given. You ought to be ashamed of yourself. You know, you are so bad. You're such a bad reporter. This is one after another. This family was wiped out. I'm just looking.
Can we get a report from President Ramaphosa?
What's your reaction to those videos, Mr. President?
Yes, I want your reaction.
Well, I think the videos are so. No. When you look at the videos, I mean, how does it get worse? And these are people that are officials, and they're saying that kill the white farmer and take their land. That's what. And I have other friends in South Africa. I have people that left. One in particular that says you can't go there. He said they want to take your land, they take your land, and they kill you. It's okay, and they say it's okay to do. Now, we're going to talk about it, but this is a tremendous, look, this is a story recent. Yeah. These are all people that recently got killed.
Yeah.
And I don't know how it can get any worse. These are and you know, the men that you saw, the people that you saw in that movie, those are officials. Those are people that were in office. They had one march, they had a dance in your parliament, whatever you may call it, legislature.
Well, let me clarify that.
Yeah,
let me clarify that, because what you saw, the speeches that were being made, one, that is not government policy. We have a multi-party democracy in South Africa that allows people to express themselves, political parties to adhere to various policies, And in many cases, or in some cases, those policies do not go along with government policy. Our government policy is completely against what he was saying, even in the parliament. And they're a small minority party, which is allowed to exist in terms of our constitution.
But you do allow them to take land.
No.
You do allow them to take land.
Nobody can take land.
And then when they take the land, they kill the white farmer. And when they kill the white farmer, nothing happens to them.
No, there is
nothing happens to them.
There is criminality in our country. People who do get killed, unfortunately, through criminal activity, are not only white people. Majority of them are black people. And we have now been utilized.
The farmers are not black.
I
don't say that's good or bad, but the farmers are not black. And the people that are being killed in large numbers, and you saw all those grave sites, and those are people that loved ones going, I guess on a Sunday morning, they told me, to pay respect to their loved ones that were killed. Their heads chopped off. They died violently.
The aftermath of the meeting triggered a wave of global reactions, mostly from South Africa. Human rights organizations, diplomatic analysts, and African Union observers condemned Trump's remarks. Many accused the US president of spreading dangerous misinformation that could deepen racial divisions, not just in South Africa but across the world. The South African government issued a strong statement, categorically denying any organized violence or state-backed discrimination against white farmers. Officials reaffirmed that the country's challenges with crime are based on socio-economic issues and not race. Meanwhile, social media lit up with mixed reactions. While far-right platforms celebrated Trump's stance as a defense of persecuted minorities, mainstream voices warned that his actions could embolden extremist groups. South Africa is a critical player in BRICS and a key voice in the global south. Straining relations with such a partner could have ripple effects on the United States, especially at a time when many African nations are strengthening ties with China and Russia. So what does all this mean for the future of Africa-US diplomacy? Will these kinds of confrontations push African nations to seek partnerships elsewhere? Or will they spark new conversations about truth, unity, and international cooperation? We want to hear your thoughts. Do you think this meeting will harm South Africa's international image, or was it an opportunity to address and debunk harmful myths? Leave your comments below. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to Africa Lens for more in-depth updates and powerful stories from across West Africa, the Sahel, and beyond. Stay informed and stay empowered.